Welcome to GabTalks, where we provide tools, tips, and techniques to help your life and business be easier, better, and faster. Hello, hello. How are you? I am Gabriella, and this is GabTalks Success Tips from Experts. Oh my gosh, you guys, today's expert that I am bringing to you is somebody I met online a long time ago. Really brilliant. I've gotten to interview her before, and now I am so excited to be bringing to you in the GabTalks format, Miss Darcie Buzzelle. Hey, Darcie.
Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Darcie from Sticky Bee.
Absolutely. And that's how I knew you before. And I think we've interviewed 2 other times back when, and I am so excited. I used to take part in some of the trainings that you would offer. So our audience is really in for a treat today. So let's go ahead and get started with you sharing with them all about your expertise.
I believe that there is an awesome in each of us. You just have to have the courage to don the cape and put on the tiara. I help you make it super simple to brand you and connect with your ideal audience. It's all about the audience. And my expertise comes from having done this work for a very, very, very long time. I'm really only 35.
She's also a comedian in another life. So when I started my business back in 2016, and I was getting online to find ways to utilize social media and utilize the online space to meet people and get my message out there, you were one of the people I met. So today, what I teach, part of the foundation of that comes from some of the stuff I learned from you.
That's wonderful. And that's the whole gig, is we learn from all of the people that we come in contact with.
Yeah. And so the next question that I'm going to ask, I ask of all of our experts that we interview, but I love the fact that part of my foundation and backstory ties into learning from you. Will you share with our audience about your backstory, your origin, how you got to this expertise that we get to learn from you?
My expertise, my wheelhouse is I'm a visual storyteller. And one of the things we all need to think about is that visuals are interpreted 60,000 times faster than text.
Yep.
So first of all, if you can craft your story, because a picture tells 1,000 words, if you can craft your story visually and then tell the story, you're using the psychological triggers to get people immersed in your in anything, your products and services, whatever it is you're trying to sell. So my origin story, back before in the olden days, I was a retail store designer. And the thing about doing retail stores, which people don't understand, is that we can prescribe, we can in fact know how someone's going to move through space.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they're going to turn right first because most of us are right-handed. We know that how the products fit on a shelf. So I took all of this basic training, my interior design training, my interior design boards, and I moved this craft online. So back in 1996, before the Google, before Facebook, my hubby and I created Canada's first online shopping center. So we took our retail customers from the brick-based world and moved them into the bit-based world. So we've been at it for a while. In fact, somebody just said to me the other day, Grandma broke the algorithm. So there you go.
What's so awesome about all of that is one of the things I teach people today is about the algorithms and about the importance of visual content with their written words in social media. And, in a short 30-40 minute masterclass. You can't get too deep into that. What I tell people all the time is when you add a visual cue to what's written, now you've created an emotional cue so that they understand the emotion behind what you've written. So you could have somebody write a sentence and 4 people interpret it entirely differently. But the moment you add the smile or the frown or the whatever or the love, now people know what you meant with what you said.
One of the phrases that I use often in my work is visual clues get more views. So we need to think as marketers, no matter whether we're selling a product or a service, we need to think that our audience has many different modalities of learning, so that when we put content together, when we craft our platform on, be it Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or whatever, we need to be able to become that trigger magnet to get people. And if you're only communicating with them in one form of communication, you've shot yourself in the foot.
So clearly you had a lot of influence on me, and I'm, all Twitter-pated that I get to interview you and share you with the rest of the world. Who or what was it that influenced you? You told me a really cool story. So will you share that with our audience, please?
Well, first of all, I think I'm a real creative. And so a lot of people will say they're not creative, and it's not whether or not you are creative. It is how are you creative? So the whole idea about this is inspiring people's creativity. Now, I had people that I learned from when I was a retail store designer, and I've taken that on my journey with me. But the most inspiring was a woman who teaches people how to make money online. And I took and continue to take courses with her. And her name is Bushra Azra. And she has created a $10 million a year business selling digital expertise. Wow. And she started it in a closet in Abu Dhabi. She now lives in London or in England with her family. They've moved there, but she is quite remarkable. And her audience is across the globe. So through all of that, I've met a huge network of people, which continue to influence. You pick up bits and pieces from everybody that you work with. So she's been pretty remarkable.
That's incredible.
Well, and I think the other part of this is too, that there is a notion that once you reach a certain age, of which I clearly am, that you're supposed to be invisible. And that just ain't true either. And I will tell you that my audience is between kind of 35 to 55, which is younger than me. And we have, I can inspire younger people. And the thing about this visual storytelling, which is interesting, is that the older you get, the more stories you have to tell.
That's so true. And everyone can learn from people, regardless if they are just starting out or more experienced. As a girlfriend of mine says, she's on the 7th floor of life, and I still learn from her all the time, and she learns from me as well. So I love it. Hello, awesome listener. Thank you so much for joining us today at GabTalks Success Tips from Experts. We're going to take a short break and say thank you to our sponsors. It is through the generous support of these sponsors that we are able to bring to you these amazing experts that are sharing their best tips for your success. So please listen to what our sponsors have to say, and hopefully they're going to inspire you that you're going to click their links and go support them.
Is your computer secure? Is your personal information at risk? Global internet traffic is at an all-time high due to COVID, with mobile accounting for over half of it. Is your financial data under attack? People are on YouTube and Facebook and all over social media. Hackers are everywhere. Can you protect yourself? Tech Assist can help. I think I've been hacked. Help. Keep your personal data safe. Oh no, my computer isn't working. Abby and Dar are your answer.
You've all heard, and you know how powerful it is to send thank you cards, notes of appreciation, and gifts that build and maintain relationships. However, Writing and sending generic impersonal greetings and gifts one by one just is so overwhelming and takes so much time. Not to mention, these days, who wants to deal with lines at the post office, running out of stamps, or having to print stamps yourself? And then there's the embarrassment of missing an important date altogether. Yikes. So what can you do? If you go to marketyourbiz.guru, you will be able to get help with your greetings and gifts that are printed, stamped, stuffed, and mailed automatically for you. Make sure that you tell them Gabriella sent you. So if you could go back and talk to your younger self when you were pivoting your career, when you were starting out, what one piece of advice would you give?
Well, I think you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, for sure. And I think the other thing is, as I mentioned earlier, there is an awesome in each of us, and each of us has an expertise. So that expertise doesn't necessarily come from schooling. Can be a single mom with a disabled child, and you can build a many dollar business teaching people how to step through government, step through caring for their children, step through school, the whole 9 yards. And we need to, first of all, choose something that we're passionate about. Because if you're not passionate, you should be passing it, because it's not easy being an entrepreneur. And as my dad said, it's really easy because you only have to work half days. You just have to decide if it's the first 12 hours or the second 12 hours. Some days I wish it was only 12 hours. But I think telling my younger self, don't throw what I already know away. Believe in myself and that I have something to bring to the table. And also opening myself up to listening to what other people have to say, and choose your own path. Because if you try to be like everybody else, you don't stand out, you don't get noticed, you don't cause a disruption, and you're frankly invisible. And if you're invisible, nobody knows what you have to offer.
Well, most people don't want to be invisible. We want to stand out. We want to be acknowledged and recognized. Not everybody wants to be like the person up on the stage, but we all have that craving to be seen and acknowledged and recognized.
But a lot of people think it's got to be, my guru said I had to do it this way. Do as I do and you'll get what I got. But that doesn't work for everybody.
No.
You have to really believe in yourself. And as I say, be passionate about what you believe in.
So I would like to ask you, we've just gone over a number of tips and advice. Do you have any particular tips that you would like to share with the audience for them to reach their next level of success?
Gratitude's a really good tip. Keep that, in your wheelhouse. And I'm just really big on this branding yourself, this unique selling proposition. And when you uncover that, because you cannot be all things to all people, you really have to be able to define who your target audience is. And I tell the people that I work with, what kind of underpants does your avatar wear? Because it really defines who your audience is. And to have fun, that's a big deal, because 90% of our purchases, no matter what it is, are made emotionally. So if you can connect with your audience emotionally and share a laugh with them, you got them on your team. So that's a tip I'd really, really, really share.
On each episode of GabTalks Success Tips from Experts, we like to highlight a hero sponsor who is a business that chooses to highlight a do-good organization in their own community that is bettering the world. Today's hero sponsor is...
Hi, everyone. My name is Alan Raisman, the owner of thefunofworkingout.com. I'm a Beachbody coach, and on that website, you could try Beachbody workouts out at no cost. But today I want to highlight a wonderful nonprofit outside of Philadelphia. Keystone Opportunity Center provides food, housing, and education to over 5,000 people a year in Montgomery and Upper Bucks County. On their website, www.keystoneopportunity.org, you can learn about the mission, hear client stories, and learn how you can volunteer and support them. Again, my name is Alan Raisman, the owner of thefunofworkingout.com. I'm a Beachbody coach, and you can go to my website where you can try Beachbody out completely free. Thank you.
So look, I am going to have to bring this interview to a close because I love talking to you. And in fact,
Likewise, Gabby, likewise.
oh, thank you. And I'm definitely going to want to reach out to you and do some more now that we are reconnected. And I know our audience is going to as well. So will you please tell them where they can find you? I know you're on Facebook and LinkedIn and you have a website. Will you tell us all about that? And you guys, the links will be below in the show notes, in the description. Click the links. Darcie, where are you sending them?
Well, I have a website called stickybee.com.
Yep.
I have a marketing school, which I'm hosting on SamCard, and I teach a lot of different marketing courses. And one of them that I am going to do fairly regularly is a 5-day challenge. And it's all about showing up like you want to be seen and putting the me in your social media. And I have a whole bunch of little tips and tricks on how to create your visual storytelling.
And they can find you in social media where?
Sticky Bee Ideas is my business page.
On Facebook.
On Facebook. Darcie Buzzelle is my personal profile, and at Sticky Bee Ideas on Instagram.
And are you on LinkedIn as well?
I am. I haven't been all that active, but it's changing. I am coming on.
There you go. And then the offer you have for our audience, you just mentioned you're regularly 6 or 8 times a year going to be doing these challenges.
Oh, they may even be more than that. And it's a 5-day challenge with a final bonus day of a let's have a critique and a brainstorm. So I'm just doing my first one right now. Well, I've done them before, but this is my reinvention since we've all come back from the quiet world. So
and we'll have a link for that. And yeah. I think the link, we will set it up so that you know when someone clicks on it that they came to you from GabTalks, right?
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Awesome. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you guys, look, you have seen the stuff that I put out there on social media. You see GabTalks. We are growing rapidly. We have an audience that we're reaching, and I have my mentors and my teachers. And back in 2017, 18, and 19, Darcie was one of those teachers that one of those teachers that helped lay the foundation of my ability to reach success in teaching you guys social media. And I love when I get to teach you guys. I know Darcie loves when she gets to teach people as well. So reach out to her, click the links. I promise you will be inspired. It will be worth it to you. And you will have tons and tons of fun when you do so. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Don't forget to set the reminder so that you know when our next episode is coming out. Hey, thanks so much for watching. We hope you got value today. We want to give a huge shout out of gratitude to our contributors. Please make sure you click the subscribe button below, and don't forget to click the bell up above to get reminders when we add new content.